Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the first episode of a new series on this channel. This is going to be Road to World Cup Botswana edition. Now, as you can see, we're still on FC24. It's almost October. FC25 has been out already, but thankfully we've got probably the best quality of life mod to come out for FC24, and that's the international expansion mod. This mod has added over 200 plus national teams, almost 14,000 players in the database, a rework of all international competitions, as well as the continental club competitions in Europe. This is going to be so much fun playing with a national team. After a ton of research, going over a lot of these countries and their teams, I've decided to go with Botswana. I wanted to start this series off with a team in Africa. I've always wanted to play the Africa Cup of Nations in FIFA or FC. Finally, we get the chance to do that. There are so many nations in Africa. We have to build this team from the ground up. It's not the worst team out there. There are national teams that are very bad. Botswana, around 60 overall for most of their players. It's pretty decent, but we are looking for the pinnacle of international competition. We are looking for the World Cup. This is going to be a blast to play. I can't wait to get started. Let me go over the manager first. All right, so the manager I've selected for this Road to World Cup edition is Coyote Abiodun. This was one of the best players that I used at the start of FC24. He was in my own personal save that I made with Bolton. I'm glad that I'm going to be able to enjoy his qualities even more as head coach of the Botswana national team. And there you go. Magically, we have a contract offer from Botswana. Obviously, we're accepting this. We're going to get straight to work. We're not going to focus on the club job here at Montpellier. I selected this team just because they're in Ligue 1. They had a little bit of cash. We sold several players to afford 3 good scouts to send to Botswana. Let's take a look at those scouts right now. So yeah, the only time we're going to be focusing on the club is essentially when we're trying to grow the Botswana players that we find. These are the scouts that I have employed at the club right now. I spent a lot of money on them. I still have a realism mod active for this save, so these scouts were almost 15 million pounds each, so it's pretty expensive for a club like Montpellier, but we were able to afford it. And now we're going to send all 3 of them to Botswana. All right, guys, let's take a look at the Botswana national team as it is right now. Honestly, this is not as bad as I was expecting. These players are not terrible. I think our best player is this striker, Oribonye. It's actually decently pacey as well. I mean, we are going to struggle for qualification in the Africa Cup of Nations, but I mean, pretty quickly, we're going to be able to incorporate some of the youth players we find. All right, guys, we are in month 2 of these scouting reports. I wasn't going to come back to you guys until the 3 months were up for all 3 scouts, but we've run into a problem. As you can see, the ethnicity of all these players is extremely diverse. Honestly, it's probably the most diverse nation that I've seen. This almost looks like the Canadian and American scouting reports. It's that diverse. We're going to have to stop the scouting reports specifically to Botswana. We're probably going to change to another African nation and try to get a little bit more realistic in terms of the ethnicity of our players. I just had to show you guys this because this is actually pretty cool, but it is not realistic. Okay, guys, we have our very first game as Botswana boss. It's a friendly match, but before we get into that, we have a promotion to go over. It's the very first promotion that we've made from our youth academy. Johanna Tabiyame is 65, rated as an 18-year-old. His potential isn't good, but this guy slots into the starting 11 for Botswana immediately. Okay, guys, taking a look at the starting 11 here, it's honestly not a bad team. We are facing the British Virgin Islands. Their team is not great. I'm honestly looking for the win here. We're definitely the better team. Like I said earlier, guys, the IEM mod has added almost 14,000 players into the database to enable us to play with all of these national teams. They've done so much work, and I'm so grateful for them. This mod is free, which is crazy to me. I can put the link to their Discord down below because honestly, this is something that everyone who enjoys FIFA or FC should be able to take part of, you know? Cooper again. This probably has to be a goal. And it's the first goal in the series for us. This guy named Cooper, he's been quite involved here in attack, and he's got a goal here. Botswana take the lead. When I was selecting this national team, I did research on the nation, and I did find out that Botswana used to be a very poor nation, but they've undergone a lot of growth in recent times. I mean, they export a lot of diamonds, and so the infrastructure within Botswana is actually quite stable, and their economy is growing a lot. Outside of all of that, though, it's a beautiful country with some of like the best wildlife in the world. Honestly, would love to visit personally. We just scored another goal, guys, but another reason that we selected this team is because of their unique national flag and their unique color palette. You know, most of the teams in Africa have a lot of green, yellow, and red kits. Botswana have quite a unique kit. It's like sky blue with black, and then you have this away kit, which is white. I'm just happy to be a part of a nation that just has so much to offer for us, and we've got a third goal already. I don't think the British Virgin Islands are ready for this kind of quality. We're off to a great start. Honestly, probably just gonna sim the rest of the match. Alright guys, it looks like we beat the British Virgin Islands 4-1 in the end. Unfortunate to concede that goal, but still an excellent result for us. Alright guys, before I go over all of the youth players that we promoted, I just want to let you guys know that we are sending our scouts to Cameroon, Nigeria, and Ghana. There's no point in scouting Botswana anymore specifically, because we can just change the nationality of these players and change their names. It doesn't really matter as long as we have Botswana nationals. I just want to get the ethnicity of these players as realistic as possible, and it just wasn't the case when we were scouting Botswana. Outside of the player that we've already promoted, these are the guys that we have in the youth academy so far. Most of them are 50 overall. A couple of them have decent potentials, like this center back here. I'm not going to bother naming these guys because their names are going to change. This is another center back here with pretty good potential, probably the best potential out of the bunch. We've also got this winger here with okay pace. Got a midfielder here, pretty decent potential. I think he'll grow okay. The star of this bunch though is this center forward here. He's only 5'8", but I do like the look of his stats. This guy probably already starts for the Botswana national team. Maybe comes off the bench or possibly starts on the wing, since we do have a pretty decent striker though. Alright guys, we've now promoted that center forward I was showing you. He has a potential of 75 and his name is now Omatla Tobogo. Alright guys, we got more scouting reports to look at, and the player that we promoted to the youth academy and straight to the first team is Moabi Kopano here. He has a potential of 83. He's 5'9" and his pace is 83 as well. I mean, this is exactly who we need in the national team. He has rapid playstyle as well. Trickster. This guy is probably going to last throughout the entire series. I can't wait to call him up to the national team. Okay guys, we have another promotion to go over here. Tolofelo Warona is a 65 rated center back. He's an exciting prospect. His potential is around 88, which is, I believe, the highest out of any player that we've promoted so far. So this guy is going to be a star for the national team. All right guys, I am finally back. It has been a long time. I've been sitting here for probably an hour just scouting players, going through the entire season, trying to fill out a starting 11. We're finally here. It's June 9th, 2025. It's our very first Africa Cup of Nations qualifier game. It's against Sierra Leone. Let's take a look at the team we have. We've scouted so many players and we have some bangers, to be honest. Our starting 11 features 9 generated players. All right, so in goal we have Seabi Bagisi, 67 rated. I believe his potential is 80. Next up is Tero Kala. He's 63 rated as a left back. His potential is 91. You guys have seen Tebeyame here. His potential is only 68, but he's still a decent player for us right now. We've also seen Warona here. His potential is still 88. Next up is Galate Oabile, 68 rated with a potential of 85. Madupe Kogolo is a 67 rated cam. He has a potential of 88. You guys have seen Moabi Kopano. His potential is still 83. Next up is the most exciting player that we have scouted. Goabane Bafane is 72 rated, 5'10" right winger. He's not the fastest, but his potential is 93. This guy is a star. We've also seen Tobogo here, 66 rated, 75 potential. I believe this is the final new guy, Risego Difatogo, 63 rated, 81 pace. He has a potential of 84. All right, guys, so I've been recording for a while. It's time to get into the first competitive match of this series. Sierra Leone. They have an okay squad. I believe their squad was better than ours before the scouting, but now that we have some decent players, this is going to be a good game. Okay, guys, it's time to get straight into this match. The starting 11 is Difatogo at left wing, Tobogo at striker, and Bafana at right wing. We've got Kogolo at left center mid. We still have Mohotsiwa and Cooper as our 2 midfielders and our 2 real players. But outside of that, the rest of the lineup is made up of our generated youth players. We've got Kala at left back, Warona and Tebeyame at left center back and right center back. Oabile's at right back, and Bagisi is our keeper. I'm so excited to get into this, guys. It's Sierra Leone against Botswana. Good dribbling here by Bafana. He's going to go inside to Tarogo. Good movement here. Here's Kogolo. That's a good save by Sisai. It's actually a good delivery. Here's Oabile. He's hit the bar. Oh, there's Bafana just taking the ball. He does have a little bit of space here to work with. Not sure if he has the pace to just go here at the goal, but he's found the space, and that's a good save by Sisai. Corner coming in. That was a good header there, and Kala's missed the follow-up. Bogo out here to Cooper. That has to be saved by the keeper again. We're trying to be a little bit too cute here. There's going to be a shot, but Bagisi has it covered. It's going to be a goal kick, actually. Well, this is dangerous. This is dangerous, and he's gone through everyone. Honestly, it was a decent cross, but to be able to keep the ball after 3 challenges is pretty despicable. I don't know how we haven't even touched the ball there. Corner whipped in. That was a great delivery and a better header. Oabile. It's not the first time in this match that he's won an aerial duel, and it comes at a great time. We've got our lead back. That is a crucial touch that we've made. Well, we can find Tobogo here. He doesn't really have much stamina left. He's going to go out wide here. Here's the Fatogo. It's our 3rd goal of the match. Comes at a good time. Not that undeserving for Sierra Leone to concede a 3rd goal there. They've kept the ball well, but we were able to dispossess them in our final third. And our passing has been good all game. All right, the Sierra Leone fans are not happy with this result. We pick up a 3-1 win here. Very convincing, a very good start to our path towards the Africa Cup of Nations. The first thing we need to do is qualify for that before we even think about the World Cup. All right, guys, we're going to go with one more game here. We're going to be facing Burkina Faso. They have a very good attack. They also have Tap Soba at center back. He's a very good player, so this is definitely going to be a way more difficult game. Let's hope we can get a decent result, though. All right, guys, this is the starting 11 we're going with. We're bringing Copano in at left wing. He had a suspension last game, which is why he didn't feature. We're dropping Tobogo, and we're putting Difatogo in at striker. I was impressed by him. I think he suits striker a little bit more than Tobogo. I think Tobogo is more of a winger. Both of them are classified as center forward, so we can just change their positions based on how we feel about them. But let's just get straight into this last game. There's been a ton of content in this episode, but I just want to see how we can perform against Burkina Faso. Decent press here. Here's Capano. Difatogo can find Bafana, and that's a first-time effort by Cooper. The keeper has saved it. Oh, decent pass here to Difatogo. It's straight at the keeper, though. They know how to find the next pass. We just have to be a step ahead of them. They might get a shot away here, but that's good defending by Kala. Oh, good passing. Here's Kogolo, goes for goal. That's one of the better shots we've had. Oh, good passing to Difatogo. Bafana's pass created that entire chance. Good passing here. Oh, this is so good. Here's Bafana. He's got his first goal in this series. The pressure was mounting. Our passing was essentially perfect there. Burkina Faso finally crumbling. They give way to us here. And I'm really glad Bafana scored that because he's essentially responsible for most of this. He's been really good in this game. He was great last game too. I'm glad we have him on the team. This is a really important goal against a decent team. Ooh, Kogolo to Difatogo. Here's Difatogo. He's going to go himself. That's a pretty good save. Cross coming in from Bafana. There's Owabile. Another goal for our right back. He's towering above the rest of the players. He's too much to deal with in the air. And this is a really good lead we have right now. I was scared of Burkina Faso before this match, but we've definitely been the better side as we've grown into it. From Cooper to Difatogo. Goes inside. Here's Capano. There's a first-time effort from Cooper, and we've hit the bar. The referee has called it. It's a 2-0 win here against Burkina Faso. Clean sheet against that team is a great result. That's 2 wins from 2 games in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. I'm really starting to get familiar with this team. I'm having a lot of fun. Alright guys, that was the last game. That's the last bit of action for this episode because this recording is way too large at this point. But anyways, I'm glad we've gotten a ton of players in. Scouting is doing wonders for Botswana. We're already looking like a better team. We got some huge potential in this team. We could do anything. I'm already liking the feel of all of these players. If we take a look at the standings in our group, we are currently top after 2 games. We've scored 5 goals, conceded 1. We have the best goal difference, but we have played one more game than the Ivory Coast, Egypt, and Sierra Leone. Great start nonetheless. Even if Ivory Coast win their game, they have to win it by 3 goals to even tie our goal difference. So it's been a great start, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave any suggestions you have for the series down below in the comments. Don't miss out on the next one. It's going to be even better. I'll see you guys next time.